Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Premarket Info. And for any Blackhawks listeners in the Thinkorswim room, I have four words for you. Let's go Red
Oh
Wings.
man, you know what? And being from the Detroit area, I should be a Red Wing fan, but I'm just not. And you have all your friends rag on you, the Wings, the Wings, the Wings, and now I've got to hear this as they're taking on the Hawks too. Now I have to hear from you on the show too. Man, that's not the way I want to start my morning here. Let's move to the markets. We're down 3/4 of a point here, 1663.75. It's been a tight overnight range. It's been tight lately. 1666 the high. That's 666 number. Still foreboding there, flirting around and having trouble there. You know what, Joel? I was looking back and 666. Remember the S&P low back in
Uh huh.
2009 was 666. Wouldn't it be funny if the high ended up being 1666? 666. The devil all over this market.
Yeah, I was thinking that too yesterday when I bought the weekly S&P or the Spider 167 puts, but that didn't turn out too well as of yet. The market rallied, made a new high yesterday, 1670.75, new high of the move. Two closes pretty close at 1664.50 and 1663. So we're just hanging out here. Really no problem on the downside until we take out Monday's low at 1659.75.
It sounds like we got a secretary in the background there. We're gonna have to have Jake maybe mute his self because I can hear his typing there, Jake. I don't know if you can hear me as well. So we'll get to Jake here in a
All right,
second.
yeah, I'll
Though.
mute my mic here.
We got the secretary going on. He's searching there for news for us as news is breaking. So we like to keep him, but we definitely don't want to hear the keyboard. Gold futures here, Joel. We did have a bounce back after a weak open yesterday, but we are selling off again here this morning. Down about $20 here, 1374 on gold.
Right, you had all the dumping on Friday on the expiration. Made a low. You had the low from yesterday at 1373.50. You had a low in the 1335 area yesterday. So got near the lows of the move, but just turned around and took off. Let's keep an eye on this $1,400 level. Nice round number like that. Hit 99, 1399.90 and 1397.90 yesterday. So for you gold bugs out there looking to catch a dead cat bounce here, if we don't get back over 1400 on the hop, I think we're going to go down and test the lows of the move.
And silver rebounded again yesterday too, but today selling back off, so this rebound seems to be pretty short-lived. That thing spiked overnight, silver way down, did it not yesterday? Like I think it was down as much as 6% overnight, but during the regular session it wasn't down nearly as much as that. The SLV here trading down at 2167 right now, down 2.5%.
Right, same thing. Turned around. The SLV smashed through, made a new low of the move, but was able to rebound here. Got back above the $22 level, but that was short-lived. Needs to get back and hold 22 in order to continue this rally. And now when you have a breakdown like you did yesterday, people, hey, I think I missed the low of the move, so I think the bids will start stacking up before you get to that 2081 level.
We've talked about gold, we've talked about silver, we might as well talk about the crude as well. Crude here trading, Joel. What do we got crude doing?
Crude is down 28 cents here. Just one level to keep an eye on here, the $97 level.
Huge.
Major resistance, 96.97 so far. The high in the session. Then you had 97.11, and then going back a few days there, you had a high at 97.17. So 97, huge level in crude.
Lots of earnings here this morning. You might as well call this like retail earnings day because they're mostly retailers that are reporting. Let's start with Home Depot because they had a great report here, beating on the top line, beating on the bottom line, increasing their share repurchase, increasing the 2013 guidance. What didn't they do right with this report? The numbers are 83 cents versus 76, so the beating on the bottom line. 19.1 billion versus 18.67 billion estimates for revenue. And they're increasing their stock buyback by $4.4 billion. This stock is flying here in the pre-market now, trading up over, well, it was trading up over 80 for a bit, has pulled back, trading 79.45 right now, up over $2.50.
Boy, that sounds like a top if I've ever heard one. I mean,
All
how
that good
much good
news.
news? Yeah, I mean,
It's
shouldn't they
too much
say
good
something?
news.
Yeah, it's way too much good. Yeah,
Way
that's
too
if
much.
I was an analyst, I'd downgrade the stock on way too much good news. The initial pop took it up to 80.49. We've sold back and found some minor support at the 79.20 level. I don't even need to look at the daily or the weekly or the monthly on this. This is new
Straight
all-time
up, it's
highs
just been.
for the
Look at that
stock.
March.
Yeah,
That is incredible. From July, that chart is incredible. From July of last year when the stock was down at $30, now $76. So here we are. Oh no, that was July of 2011. Sorry, in July of two. So 2 year March here though. Basically, the stock has over doubled. Just an incredible March here.
how about 3 down months since
Yep,
October of
that
2011? That's incredible.
That is an incredible move. And it's funny, you bring up a chart of Lowe's. Lowe's has been up too, but not nearly as much as the Home Depot. So if you were pair trading Home Depot, Lowe's, these stocks used to be actually only about $5 or $6 apart. Now Lowe's is a $42 stock, Home Depot is $76 stock. So Lowe's has been doing well, but not nearly as well as Home Depot.
Right. I tell you, there's not a Lowe's by me. There's a Home Depot. So I go to Home Depot all the time and spend $82.14. I'm not one of your big spenders there, but
What do you get, like five
maybe
pieces of
it's
wood for
you get
that?
yeah, I don't build stuff. I just go buy light bulbs and
Oh,
stuff like
light
that.
bulbs.
But $42 level looks like real good support. We're getting a bounce off the Home Depot earnings. Yesterday's high, we're even traded above that at 42.97. So I'd use that as minor support. It breaks through there, and we could be headed towards the close at 42.38.
Best Buy earnings 32 cents versus 24. Revenue was light though, 9.38 billion versus 10.6 billion, and comps down 1.3%. So Best Buy is selling off a bit here in the pre-market. It got real ugly on the initial report. It was kind of funny. The report came out and there was a conflicting numbers there, but either way, the numbers weren't great. They sold the stock off. How low did that stock get?
24
Wow,
26.
that was a little bit of an overshoot. News algo.
Before rebounding to 26.75. I mean, Best Buy's had one heck of a run here. Kind of starting to look a little bit tired here. Peaked its head above 27 on two occasions in the last five trading sessions, but was unable to post a close above that area. For our traders out there that are looking to try and cover short or pick a bottom here in Home Depot, you did have three lows,
And Best
not
Buy.
including yesterday's low. Yeah, Best Buy between 25.70 and 25.87. So I'd keep the lowest of those levels, 25.70, as support. Below that, you could be looking at the $25 level.
Dick's Sporting Goods reported earnings here as well. Trading down slightly. The report wasn't great. They came in line 48 versus 48 cents. Revenue a bit light, 1.33 billion versus 1.36 billion. They do see Q2 same store sales up 2 to 3%, so that helps a little bit. But the stock is trading down 70 cents here at 51 and a half.
Yeah, the recent high of $52 in the stock, we pulled back trading at 51.50. I mean, here's another stock, just like every other stock in the market's had a nice run as of late. You're getting a play here. You're getting a look at yesterday's low, 51.22, only trading 30 cents above that level. I think below 51.22, you're looking at trading in the mid 50s there, and look for major support at the May 7th low of 49.96.
Saks also reporting SKS 19 cents versus 19 cents. Revenue good, 793 million versus 779 million estimates. Sees their comps growth up 4 to 6%, so that is helping to lift the stock here this morning. It's bid up at 12.50, trading 12.55. Looks like you're pointing out a high. Where did it tick to right after that report?
Someone got real excited here. 12.89
Yeah, I don't
was the
think I see
high
that.
after earnings released, and came back and down to the 12.30 level. So those are a couple parameters. This is not a huge moving stock here.
No.
Had a high yesterday at 12.35, so we'll use that level as minor support, only trading 20 cents above that level. Below 12.35, and got a lot of real estate down to the $12 level, and yesterday's low at 11.72. And I just want to mention just one thing about all these stocks trading up, real big on the earnings. Remember we were talking about Campbell's Soup
Yep.
yesterday
Yep.
and how it was trading up in the pre-market.
Yep.
It's interesting. The stock got up to 49.36 around the 9 o'clock level. And then right when the stock opened, 48.61, made a 48.87 high, and then it just got
Just
tarred and
killed
feathered.
it.
So,
Yep.
yeah, so I mean, these parameters, I know if you like to fade stuff, keep an eye on that pre-market high, and there would have been an opportunity. I mean, you never even got to look at
I think
49.36.
that was a key move in all the food stocks because all these stocks we were talking on the show had been breaking out, making new highs. The key reversal in all of these things yesterday, because obviously after the Campbell's reversed, you had a lot of your other food stocks that did turn around and get weak too. GIS, General Mills turned around and got weak. Kellogg's turned around and had a weak day. Hershey's turned around and had a weak day. You had Smucker's turned around and it was down on the day. So a lot of these food stocks that had really actually been running, and they were up significantly in the pre-market just off of the good earnings there from Campbell's, were pulling back throughout the day. So maybe we've seen a top in some of these food stocks, at least a short-term top. Lots of other news here, Joel. I want to talk, and we're going to go to Jake here with his Carnival Cruise Lines because this is just an absolute disaster. They just lowered guidance, but they said a whole bunch of really tough stuff here. And Carnival Cruise Lines is trading down significantly here in the pre-market. Jake, you still there?
Do you really want to
Yeah,
get him
absolutely.
started? Do you really want to get him started
He's
on
not a
Carnival
carnival
Cruise?
lover. You're not going on any
I'm
carnival?
just licking my chops here. My favorite stock to make fun of here. I've always joked that I think Carnival should really have in their quarterly reports now the number of ships sank as a metric because I feel like this company just can't do anything right. They're lowering their guidance for the second quarter. They lowered it to a range of 4 to 8 cents. Analyst expectations were 7 cents. So, it's still in that range. They could possibly beat analyst expectations if they hit the absolute top end of their guidance. But they also lowered their fiscal year 2013 EPS guidance to a range of $1.45 to $1.65. Analysts were expecting $1.97, so way below the analyst range. Furthermore, the company decided that they're going to lower prices to try and win back customers. Now, keep in mind, this is the company that had a cruise liner break down in the middle of the Caribbean, had to be towed back in. Then that very same cruise liner broke away from dock while being repaired and floated down a river, ramming into a barge. They also sank a cruise liner off the coast of Italy.
Wow.
They just... And they've done absolutely nothing PR-wise to try and repair the reputation. The CEO hasn't once come out and spoken about it. It's unbelievable to me.
There was a little bit of good news in the report. They said they're not going to be cutting the ropes that hold the ships on the docks anymore.
That's the only thing they didn't cut, Joel. That's the only thing they didn't cut. There's also three
Brutal.
downgrades there today too. Wells Fargo downgrading the stock, William Blair downgrading the stock, UBS downgrading the stock. I mean, it's funny. You look at this, and I've been wondering why this stock just can't seem to sell off. And it's actually had a month and a half of a run here. And here it is all of a sudden, and now they're citing cancellations or citing costs or cutting guidance. I mean, wasn't this the street
one
have
reason it's not
expected
selling
this?
off more is it's only a couple percent above book value right now. I mean, the
Okay.
company's basically trading what its ships are valued if
Okay.
it just sold them.
Gotcha.
It's kind of incredible that it's basically not valuing the cash flow whatsoever. I think shareholders just hoping maybe the company just sells all of its assets and just quits.
Wow. And then
Right.
RCL, obviously, Royal Caribbean trading down in sympathy here with CCL this morning as well. RCL is only down 90 cents. Obviously, they didn't say anything, but I mean, when Carnival Cruise Lines is citing cancellations and everything, probably Royal Caribbean can't be doing great either, and that's probably why you got Royal Caribbean trading down here in the pre-market as well. What's the technicals look like on this CCL,
Yeah,
Joel?
you know what? I can even come up with something on this. I'm
Give it to me.
whipping through the charts here, and I'm like, holy smokes. Well, the initial news took it down to 30.45, believe it or not.
$5,
That was
almost down $5.
Yeah,
Wow.
even that's a little overdone in my opinion. And then they rallied it back all the way to 33.63. So for you Carnival Cruise owners and of the stock, and you're thinking, oh my God, this is bad. Well, it's not nearly as bad as it was earlier yesterday when the announcement came out. But I do like the formation on the daily charts here. Actually is a weekly chart where I was able to find a big level here. 33. It's bounced off 33 several times here back in March and April. We are holding that level here. I think if we don't hold 33, this 32 handle looks extremely thin. Don't think we're going to see that 30.45 level, but if you want to take a shot on this one, 33 is a good swing number.
Let's move over to Apple here because the Senate is slamming Apple for their tax avoidance, saying that they might have avoided billions in taxes here. Um, it's trading down about $2.50 here right now. I don't think it's really getting affected too much by this news, but 440.30 is where it's at right now after closing at 442.93. Apple actually yesterday did have a pretty decent day, kind of bounced. Remember we talked about it 3 days ago, that whole 419 level, and it bounced right off of that old support level that it found.
And Dennis, got to interrupt you there. We got TJX
great.
reporting here. EPS coming in at 62 cents versus 63-cent estimates on the street. It's a 1.5% miss. Revenue numbers not out quite yet, but the street was expecting 6.16 billion. So TJX is out with a 1 cent miss there, about 1.6% miss.
Interesting. The stock not responding too much to it. We're trading up about 30 cents here, just a couple of trades. So maybe it's going to digest this report here. Oh, no, 51.68 just went offered. So now it's actually offered at 51.68. So somebody just decided that they didn't like what what you were saying there about the stock. And 51.35 is where it closed. So it is last trade 51.68, but the offer is now 51.68. Best bid's down at 51. So as they digest this report, we'll see if we get a little more action in the TJX.
Quick spike up to 52.15. Someone might have got a little bit happy there, taking it over the $52 level. Currently trading on the low, as you said, it's offered here at 51.68. Oh my gosh, look at that support there. You think we're going to see that today, Dennis? You had three of the last, 4 or 5 lows between 50.50 and 50.70. Major support here from TJX, still over $1 away from that. You think we'll see that level today?
Hard to say. We're going to maybe see it here in the pre-market. 51, there's only 500 shares kicking at the bid there, so widespread offered 51.60 now. So I think it's possible we could see that level. So maybe, I don't know if I want to try bottom picking on this thing or not, but sometimes, when I'm picking bottoms, like you say,
you know what happens.
Yeah, you get sticky fingers. 51 just traded out, by the way, so it is trading down now. Thanks, Jake, for breaking that for us. Apple, going back to that, we were just saying that it's possible, and I'm trying to bring up my own chart of Apple here. There you go. Senate was investigating Apple for possible tax avoidance here in the billions of dollars. I think, Apple's smart enough to get around paying taxes, shows that they're a smarter company to me. Almost good news.
Yeah, that Michigan Senator Carl Levin, who I believe is on his way out the door, was ripping them pretty good. Tim Cook's going to be on the hill. You had the nice retracement off the rally, the 385.10 high to the 465.75 rally. Pulled back the 50% retracement area, 425. Sure didn't last there very long. Got the bounce. Got to look at this 430 area as major support. Friday's low 31.01, Monday's low 30.10, still $11 away from there. Do a little projection of this rally here, and then off the 419 low, and you might be seeing that $500 level.
$500. I'm just hoping we see 450.
Bullish Apple.
Get bullish Apple. I'm just hoping we see 450. I think we could see 450 here if they turn around and start shrugging this off, which they do appear to be doing here in the pre-market because it was trading lower here earlier and is slightly coming back. If it starts to run here again, 450 is probably maybe where they're going to try to press it to, but we'll have to see what they do off the hop after 9:30. Always 9:30 is a good indicator. Like you get the pre-market action, it's lighter volume. It's sometimes hard to really get a feel for which way these stocks are going, but if they come in and start buying it right off the hop here, and if they can press it above yesterday's high of 445.80, I think they could press it up to over the 450 level. Joel, you wanted to talk about a few other stocks. We're running short on time. You were saying there's a potential double top here in Google. Talk to us about what you're seeing.
How many times have I said that?
I know. I just keep cutting out potential, and the double top just breaks out, and there's no more double top.
Made a new all-time yesterday. 9:20.60. The previous high was 9:19.98. So someone's targeting this 9:20 level. So if you're willing to risk 10, $12 here with a stop up at that area, potential double top there. A little bit more of an exact double top. Johnson and Johnson has hit 88.20 the last two trading sessions. Tight range yesterday of only 40 cents. So sellers accumulating in that area. And for that's it. That's it for the potential double
And
tops.
then Mr. Softy's been on a tear. UBS actually boosting their price target this morning from $33 to 40. This stock obviously has had one, two, three, four, five. Looks like 7 days in a row. It's been trading higher here with higher highs and I think higher lows too. So really been on a march here, Microsoft.
And what if you're a UBS client and you took their 33 to heart and you sold it at 33 and now it's at 35? What do you do?
And
Buy
then
it
they,
back?
yeah, and then so they're just losing you $2 there, I guess, on that call. But eh,
I was looking, and I might be crazy, but I was looking at the monthlies in this thing, and I can't even get it back on this chart. I believe it was in January of 2008 the stock went to 35.96, but that's seemed to get a little bit tighter yesterday. So I think that 35 level we are trading above it. I've moved my stop up to 33.99.5 in case we dip under that $35 level.
and going back just to the market here before we close the show, Dow Jones Industrial Average, actually it was from Zero Hedge, I just read on there, been up 18 of 18 Tuesdays in a row. So every Tuesday of 2013, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has finished higher. Will it be 19 for 19 here today, or what's your take, Joel? Are we going to buck that trend today?
Well, I said we were going to buck the uptrend yesterday, and we still closed
I
positive
know,
on
it's
the
just this
day.
market.
So not too accurate on that. Just looking at this whole 1660 level, yesterday's low just under that. The Globex low so far just above that. So as long as we're holding this 1660, we're good to go to press the recent high, yesterday's high at 1670.75.
That's our show for today, guys. Have a great trading session, and we will be back with you tomorrow.